said good day, sir!
Alright, what's up, what's cracking, guys? Thank you all very much for tuning in. My name's Epi, and we are here for the defense. Sponsored by Razer as well as BenQ, and hosted by joindota. Shout out to Holy Master, Toby, Black Knight, all those guys that are involved from the joindota team, doing a tremendous job, and as well to you guys for tuning in and your big patience. We are now behind on schedule for quite a while because the lovely Valve people had to do some maintenance work as we are still in beta. This happens. So, thank you guys for your understanding, thank you guys for your patience. And thank you, Durka, for doing this with me. Are you there, my man?
I am here, yes, indeed.
Amazing. We just played some viewer game of Achtung die Kurve. In case you don't know it, you might have to tune in some more often to experience the awesomeness that is my yellow noodle of victory. And if that sounded wrong, then that's the only reason. The only reason for that would be that you didn't play with us. And we're currently loading to the game, and we are done with the loading to the game. So, bam. There we go. Empire. Team Empire will go up against mTw here for the defense. What do you think, man, about this matchup? mTw obviously winning the Dream Hack, and Team Empire still performing quite well in the past couple of days. Also playing, I think, in the Gosu League, if I'm not mistaken. All in all, I think we'll got ourselves a good game here.
I haven't seen much of Empire recently, but obviously they've got some very, very skilled players. I'm not sure if their team cohesion is up to scratch, but mTw obviously a very strong team. Just won DreamHack obviously against Navi in the finals, and they are showing that a lot of practice does pay off.
Yes, that's actually a really nice way to put it. A lot of practice pays off. mTw, Synderen, has been playing with his boys for such a long time. He's been streaming a bunch of his matches, he's been streaming his scrims, and just like one of the most genuine and nice people you'll ever meet. I mean, at the International 1, there was, at the finals, there was like this private booth where it said like really big, pro players only. And I talked to one guy from Valve. I was like, hey man, my girlfriend and I don't have any seats, and we came a little bit late and there's no spots left. And he's like, sure guys, sit down right there in the pro, like in that pro area. And Maria's like, ah man, I don't know if we can do that. And I'm like, shut up, he said we can do it. And we sit down next to Synderen. He's like, hi. But he was still polite and everything. And all of a sudden, Adrian Phenol, shout out to you if you're currently watching, he's like, you get out, and like all those people watching us. It was really embarrassing. So this is like my psychological repairing that's happening right now on stream. At any rate, Durka, how wanted you talk about the draft?
Well, there's not much to talk about apart from that lone druid ban. That's a respect ban against mTw. They use that quite often. Throw it on the hard lane, or they sometimes throw it on the easy lane just to pick up farm. And, you know, they try pressure towers down by that 20-minute mark or 25-minute mark once he's picked up his Radiance. The rest of the band's pretty standard. Doxia, Broodmother, annoying laning heroes and able to push or turtle. Nature's Prophet obviously adds that fourth man to a tri-lane or third man to a dual lane, able to teleport anywhere on the map. Lycan, a gold bank if he sits in the jungle farming up, or able to push down towers rather quickly if put with some supports. Storm Spirit on the other hand, now that's an interesting ban from mTw. I'm not sure if they've banned that as a respect ban because of an Empire player, or if they've seen Empire playing Storm Spirit a lot in their scrims recently, but nevertheless they've banned that out as their third ban.
Well, we still have Chaos Knight, we still have Windrunner, and we still have Brewmaster in the pool, and I'm sure I'm missing one big hero and people will flame me for it, but I think Shadow Demon gets picked up as well as Leshrac, so still omitting that Chaos Knight, as we talked about, the games we casted the past couple of days, when Chaos Knight made it through the pick and ban, through the first ban phase and got picked up, the teams that had him weren't always successful, and they weren't even, if I might leave myself quite far out of the window with this one, but I don't think any Chaos Knight has won a game that I've casted, but if there was one, then it's like a very low percentage, maybe like 20 to 30% of the games that I've done. But at any rate, first pick Invoker from Synderen, he will most likely play that one on his Exort build, he likes to do that. Funzii does a very good job with that Lone Druid, that is most likely why they banned it out, as Durka already pointed out. And Leshrac as well as Shadow Demon getting some very good groundwork done for their team. With groundwork I mean you have good stun, you have good AoE magical damage, you have a very good ultimate in that slow from Shadow Demon. Soul Catcher does so much work, and Disruption, one of the most versatile skills in the game. And now synderen picks up. He decided after he went almost 30 seconds, well, just under 30 seconds into his bonus time, he decides on Enigma as well as Windrunner to complement his Invoker there.
Yeah, I don't think synderen has ever played an Exort Invoker. He's always played Quaswex.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad, yeah. Thanks for pointing that out.
But there's the Enigma again. I don't want to say it every cast, but you know, he's such a good hero, picked up by a lot of the European teams nowadays.
Brilliant pick up this Enigma.
Brilliant pick up, absolutely. And obviously, on this mTw side, they use Enigma a lot, and during the DreamHack they pulled off some wicked black holes.
Man, yeah, fckngmad made his enemies effing mad with some of those black holes, just spot on. And the thing is that I noticed in DreamHack, when he played Enigma, no hesitation. And that is sometimes what is important in the black hole, because if you hesitate, then you might miss that golden moment of a black hole. You might also fail if you don't hesitate, but I find no hesitation is in line with the whole believe in yourself phenomenon that all top captains have been talking about. It's like parallel and complements each other, and then it all works out. So Windrunner, Enigma, Invoker, first tier picks for mTw as we head ourselves into the second ban phase. Anti-Mage, third pickup now for Team Empire. A very, very solid base. They have their two support heroes doing some good magical damage, adding those utility spells as well. You got your warding taken care of, you got your roaming taken care of, and with Anti-Mage you already are giving away the fact that you either, or most likely, want to go for that Battle Fury to farm up really quickly, and then the other option, which is really seldomly seen, is that Yasha into Vanguard thing, and then Havost, as of late, came up with the whole, or not came up, but kind of brought into trend going for a Vladimir's offering on Anti-Mage as well.
I think we might see a Tinker ban here from Empire, because the three pickups that mTw have are very core to their strat. They play these heroes almost every single game, Invoker, Enigma and Windrunner. They've all got players who sit on them quite comfortably. Tinker is a great counter to Anti-Mage simply because of Laser, and he can help with the pushes that can start from Enigma and Invoker coming in to take heroes out.
Yes.
Here mTw thinking hard about what to ban out. Taking out Chen. I'm not sure what they're looking for here, because Empire needs some solo lane heroes. They're taking out Enchantress as well, interesting.
The duo of jungling madness and doing some intense pushing. In the last game we actually casted, where we as Asian went up against Team Infused. Just Infused. Infused utilized a magnificent Shen, just a good overall pushing strat. Every hero was focused toward that one goal that was represented in the way they skilled the heroes, that was represented in the way they bought their items, i.e. Vladimir's offering on Juggernaut, skilling the ward over the critical strike. When you see these types of things, you already know you're up against people that know exactly what they want to do. And it might not work, but if you do just go all in as Infused did, you get rewarded a bunch of times as well, and they did. So second ban phase not over yet. Both teams thinking really hard. mTw deciding that they want to get rid of any potential jungler, any effective jungler that would in turn free up a lane on Team Empire's side, and also would make them very capable of pushing, and also in that way give Anti-Mage more room to farm perhaps, because this will force you into a reactionary mode. And Team Empire is now thinking about what their last ban will be, now going further into their bonus time than mTw, giving them a relative advantage in over 7 seconds now, as their last ban is actually that Venomancer.
I'm being told that recently he has been picking up Exort Invoker. I wasn't aware of this. I thought, you know, like 90% of the time he did play that Quaswex, but apparently more recently he has been practicing and bringing up this Exort Invoker, so it's entirely possible we see that again. And Lich there picked up. That's going to be Kabal on that.
Oh, Durka. I went with the theory that I will just agree with everything you say.
Yeah.
You're blowing my mind here. At any rate, whatever. Invoker is just one of the most versatile heroes. Let's leave it at that. He's super versatile. Exort is good last hitting, global presence with that Sunstrike, and Quaswex, amazing mobility on that hero, and also a very good crowd control. We always use that word, crowd control, because you can use narrow gaps to your advantage with the terrain, throw that tornado down, time your EMP properly, and then as they come down, bam, do like an, what's it called, deafening blast. And Cold Snap, of course, is amazing. And yeah, as you said, Lich will be played by Kebab most likely. And Lich is a hero that is very good for winning your lane, but for me personally, as of late, Lich has gotten into like I associate him with losing a lot, because just the reason that Absolute Legends picked up Lich a lot, and every time they pick him up, God outplays him, and for some reason, he ends up at like 10 minutes or something with no items. Just no items whatsoever, not even a branch or boots or anything. I think a game you casted with Toby, actually, you casted Absolute Legends, and there was God out on a Lich with nothing. But
yeah, the game I cast there, yeah, it was about 10 minutes and then he had 0 items, like quite literally not even a branch on him.
yeah, and now we go Team Empire picking up Crystal Maiden. So we're tending toward this 4-1 strat where they will have obviously Crystal Maiden, Frostbite, amazing. Also good against Blink heroes, but mTw doesn't have one just yet. Queen of Pain is still in the pool. I'm not sure if this is something that would interest mTw. Actually, now that we consider last possible picks, as Synderen says, 35 seconds left. Lich will be supporting someone, maybe. Enigma will be jungling, long lane solo Windrunner, solo mid Invoker. So maybe someone who is able to hit hard, maybe a Void, maybe a Spectre. Maybe they're thinking about this. Maybe they're considering things like a Skeleton King. What do you think might mTw go for now?
There's the Tinker. Well, I said Empire should have banned it, but I was considering that mTw wouldn't pick it up because now they've got 5 intelligence heroes up against an anti-mage.
Yeah.
But, no, Tinker is one of their core heroes that they do love to play, and if they pull off the strat and they win their lanes and they take map control, like they have done in so many games recently, then obviously they can pull it off.
Yeah, I guess Windrunner is pretty strong against anti-mage with that shackle shot. Enigma also with that recurring stun. And Lich, I guess, has a nuke as well. Tinker has 2 nukes, and Cold Snap, obviously, they have the tools to work against an anti-mage, but then it will come down to team cohesion, and I guess, come on, mTw, they have it. And Queen of Pain will be the last pick now for Team Empire. I think we got ourselves a really good game. The draft is looking very, very interesting this far, and I will put ourselves into this in-game screen right here. Again, guys on the stream, highly appreciate you guys tuning in. We're still new to this, but we're giving our best, and I will get a new monitor as well, a second one, so you guys don't have to be bothered with me switching around my screens. And here we go, mTw will go up against Team Empire, and the defense, Soksha, or Sox, will be playing Tinker, Kebab, as we called on that Lich, Synderen, of course, on Invoker, first leveling Quas immediately, funzii, calling himself funzii Dan, maybe in honor of Zinedine, will be playing Windrunner. And toward the middle, we have fckngmad on Enigma. He's performing so well on that one.
Yeah, and over on the Empire side, we've got Blow Your Brain on that anti-mage. Who is any 117? Is it Fly? Always want to fly? Well, we've got Jackal on the Lash, we've got Scandal on the Queen of Pain, and we've got J4 on the Maiden. I'm just going to take a quick look.
Alright.
Yeah, there's always one to fly is the missing player, so I'm guessing that is the Enigma 117. And here we're seeing something that mTw love to do, and that's safeguarding their bottom lane. They don't want the enemy to come and ward their creep pull, so they're going to go safeguard that. So anyone on the Empire side with observer wards heading down there, and I can't click on anyone. Change. Now I can see, yeah, observers up on that Shadow Demon, so they're going to be rushing down there. But it's going to be interesting. Will that be a 2 or 3 on 4 fight at the bottom?
Yeah, the laning will be really interesting to see that. Whatever laning will come out of mTw is most certainly Shelter Technology. I really don't know what to think, because obviously Enigma will go down toward the jungle, but where is Lich gonna go? Like, none of the people that are, like, none of the heroes that are left really need him. Maybe he will just linger on the bottom lane, stacking and pulling then to kind of just scratch together the little golden experience he can get. And Anti-Mage will have a very, very strong support set. And I like the team composition of Team Empire in general, because they have Shadow Demon, Lishrak, as well as Crystal Maiden in just building the base of the team. And then they will have a very strong laner in this Queen of Pain, and she does some very good burst damage as well. And then of course they will have Anti-Mage to transition his team from the middle game into the late game and then start carrying. And I don't know why all these heroes are laughing. Do you have that as well?
They're typing lol in chat.
I can't see the
Or they're
chat.
typing, well, in team chat, obviously.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna have a clash here. Top rune ward placed by mTw. Empire moving into the enemy forest now. Just penetrating this forest. Who's got the wards? Shadow Demon's got it. Bullier Brain cuts his way through. He will be playing that anti-mage as he pointed out. Magic Bush Ward. Let's see if it works. I will keep my eyes on these two camps at the 30-second mark. That is what it's supposed to be blocking. Haven't seen it work just yet. Soul Ring recipe on Tinker. Let's quickly check if we have any unusual type of items. Not really, no we don't. But I don't see... Look at F5 and then look at Tinker. And then click on Tinker and you will see the Soul Ring recipe. But you won't see it in the M5 overview.
Nice bug there.
Valve, what's up? Invisibility rune picked up by Windrunner. Just scouting out the top. Scandal? Stunning? Nothing? Maybe thought that Windrunner would be standing there. Windrunner could have used that invisibility rune to body block this one here, just so I can nag a little bit. So laning, Socks, Kebab, bottom lane against Blow Your Brain on Anti-Mage, as well as J4 on Crystal Maid, middle lane, Synderen, Quas, Invoker against Scandal on Queen of Pain. We'll see if Synderen will go for Wex or Exort. Maybe he himself doesn't know just yet. funzii, long lane, solo, Windrunner up against Jackal, who will have some support in that Shadow Demon here, who's just doing some stacking. And of course, Enigma will be doing some jungling here. 1-for-1 last hits thus far on Anti-Mage. Now there's a Nova, just getting some harass down Kebab, exchanges hits with Crystal Maiden, he's throwing the short end of the stick for the moment. And in terms of warding, we have 2 wards down for either team. This Magic Bush ward did work, guys. Remember this location right there. Blocks 2 creep camps. Radiant ward right here blocking. Not blocking anything, it's watching. Rune spot. And rotations from the middle toward the bottom lane, and then they have top rune. Very centralized warding, just want to stabilize their laning phase and prevent any sorts of surprises. If they want any surprises, they will have to invest 100 gold to that smoke. Synderen already lower than half HP. He has 1 level in Quas though, as well as 6 Tango, so he will be able to reg up pretty quickly. Top lane funzii exchanging hits with Shadow Demon, down to half HP. And high ground ward here from the Dire side, as well as that other one, Magic Bush ward. Scandal now, it's Cold Snap, it's a mini stun but blinks away, and the attack misses because of that. Now rotations coming around on the bottom lane from fuckingmad on that Enigma. Slow from Lich on Blow Your Brain. Level 2 Malefice, but he holds it. He held it rather, and didn't use it. Soul catch up on Windrunner as well in the top lane. Let's quickly do a farm check, just to see how things are going after 2.5 minutes. Rockets fly and Blow Your Brain in the meantime. 10 lasts on fckngmad, but he's taking the jungle. 9 on Scandal for the Queen of Pain. And for Synderen, he has only got 6. Now the Malefice goes for Crystal Maiden. And the slow as well, he will go down most certainly. First blood goes to Lich. She managed to throw at her Frost Nova before she went down, but down she goes anyways. On the top lane, actually, Leshrac got to kill the Windrunner. Most likely a nice disruption, stun, Soul Catcher, and Diabolic Edict combination. So first blood goes to mTw, but Empire immediately responding with a kill of their own.
Yeah, but that's first blood money onto the Lich, which gives him flying courier and obviously wards and a few regen items for him. But more importantly, the lane. Windrunner on top, he's not. It's not good that he dies, but it's not terribly bad that he dies. He's allowed to give away certain kills in certain situations, but on bottom lane, that Maiden needs to stay there permanently because the anti-mage needs to build his farm up.
Yes, he's only sitting at 10 last hits, so that's around 3 a minute. Sock's sitting at 11, so I guess it's still okay. Well, it's still way too early to tell how things are going to go. One thing we definitely have going in favor of Empire is that they have this Magic Bush ward blocking 2 creep camps, severely crippling fckngmad's ability to farm in the jungle, as well as crippling Kebab's ability to just leave the lane, give Tinker the solo lane, and still get gold as well as XP from those stacked creep camp pulls. And in the middle lane, Scandal going up against Synderen. skilling 2 points in Shadow Strike, now a second point into Scream of Pain, and uses regen rune he just bottled. Now rotation coming in from Shadow Demon. Synderen looks in a bit of trouble, but no. Shadow Demon turns around. Bottom lane. Bluebeard eats a crap load of nukes. He has to use his blink to get away, and has to use his salve now. So he's still quite a ways away from his Ring of Health. fckngmad comes in with a haste. It's a bunch of damage though. He used all his mana on this Crystal Maiden, and she drops to an auto attack from Tinker. And mTw has to be really careful. He doesn't have his Ring of Health, just that he can't die. He has to wait 10 seconds till the gold comes in. Only 11 lasts, as I said. Do you think he's going to go for Rush that Battle Fury, or do you think it would be wise for him to go for Vanguard as well?
I don't know. It's early. It's too early to call, really. But obviously, he's going to be under a lot of pressure in the early to mid game when Enigma comes out of the forest with that mech or whatever item he decides to go for. He's got his Soul Ring up already. Are those Eidolons able to push down tower?
Middle lane Scandal, immediate. Very nice combination. Excuse me, man, but Tornado invoked immediately after you throw this last auto attack, giving her no chance to blink at all. Got that solo kill. Nice laning from Synderen against that Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. Scandal had Synderen under his boot, really, constantly keeping him under pressure. But Synderen there getting a much-needed kill, getting his experience up, hitting level 6.5, almost 7 now.
Absolutely. Socks on his Tinker actually managed to farm up his Soul Ring in the meantime. That will greatly increase his laning ability. He's actually completely omitting that laser. So maybe I just don't understand, but that laser would actually just really be able to mess up Anti-Mage's farm a little bit more because it's at 100% miss chance. But I guess there's something. I guess it's just a decision Sox went for to not go for the laser and for the Master Machines instead.
It's a build he constantly goes for. Just spam the rockets, keep mana for the rockets rather than using on the laser. Sure, you could use the laser to halt Anti-Mage's farming, but it's only for 3 seconds, so maximum he's going to, miss 1 or 2 last hits. But the rocket's going to keep him off the lane, trying to harass him down, and much of the machine's being maxed out, so at some point he can go stack and take Ancients, or they can actually go and push these towers down just by spamming it on the creep waves.
Yeah, and the first time I saw Tinker actually going just for March of the Machines and rockets was in a game from EG actually, where who's their middle hero most
Demon.
Demon. Yeah, there must have been Demon on that Tinker, and it was Malk on the support here. I think it was Avenger or something, just stacking up those Ancients, and then he went there to farm those up. And ever since then, it kind of solidified in the scene. Now we got some rotation toward the bottom lane, unspotted by any rated ward. fckngmad for some reason, though, as though he had like a sixth sense for it, moves out, and now the ping also comes out toward the bottom lane, and down goes Lich. J4 in a little bit of trouble. Sox has to move back though, gets stunned in return, auto attack, Soulcatcher amplifies the damage enough to get a kill on Tinker as well. Enigma gets a kill on the retreating Crystal Maiden, but still 2 for 1 in favor of Empire.
Yeah, we saw a rotation there, Anti-Mage TPing top, Lesh TPing down. And that's just going to give Anti-Mage a little bit more free time to farm. He has picked up an item. I just got some tangos. Running very low on gold though. Why does he have no money?
Who are you talking about?
Anti-Mage.
Anti-Mage. No money, Anti-Mage. Good point. Well, 19 lasts on him at 7 minutes in. I guess mTw is doing a very good job laning. I saw Kebab throwing out his Nova a bunch of times, just making it hard for him to come into lane and making him think twice about it. On the top lane,
Kebab is going to die again.
Where is he at? Yes, very good call, man. Soul catch up on him as well. Jackal waits for the right time, and whoa! Look at that, the stun getting him down to like 1/5 HP just because of that Soul Catcher.
Yeah, good lane rotation. Lesh, Maiden, and Shadow Demon causing some serious problems in his Radiant jungle, catching out Kebab twice now in the past minute and a half, 2 minutes. Definitely not what mTw needs to keep their lanes under control.
Yeah, and now again in the jungle, fckngmad might lose one of his Eidolons here. Shadow Demon rotating back now. We got some really nice lane swaps coming on the top lane. Now Scandal with a double damage coming on funzii. Is he going to use his wind run? There he goes at the right point in time. Slow goes out as well. Are they going to dive? The Scandal is diving. Support TP also coming in. Shackle shot, unfortunately for funzii, doesn't latch, but Queen of Pain has to TP blink herself out, and a very good deny from fckngmad on his buddy there. Must have been heart-wrenching for him to decide to auto-attack there. But it was for the greater good, man. For the greater good.
Yeah, and now this bottom lane, this is like the lane of death for Tinker now. He can't really do what he needs to do, which is farm up some items, get his boots of travel, what he's sitting on currently. Yeah, Soul Ring, boot of speed, almost 850 gold. But he can't venture out of this lane because he'll get disrupted. split earth, and with Maiden over the top of the Soul Catcher on him, he's going to die really, really quickly.
Absolutely, and the warding, so aggressive for Empire, just taking this bottom tier 1 in the absolute stranglehold. Now comes Synderen, they realize it, and here comes the coordination from the DreamHack winners. And yeah, Shadow Demon, you're going to take a fall, but yeah, Synderen prevents the rocket from dealing her damage, but it's still enough that they can do so. Shadow Demon takes a fall, 5-5 to score, and the middle lane, Scandal, thought perhaps that he would have a free lane, but funzii immediately rotating up, so no EXP or gold is wasted for mTw here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a point we make quite often. If there's nobody on the lane, it's golden experience wasted. And if there's an enemy there, it's obviously creating an imbalance somewhere. But with Enigma, who's been sitting in this forest, has he picked up any other items yet? He's still got Soul Ring and Boots, 1,000 gold. I'm not sure whether he'll go for an early mech here. He's actually picked up some treads just to tank up. Okay, that's a good idea.
The two branches, of course, make it easy to assume that he will go for a mech, but we'll see what he will actually decide to go for. And again, Empire setting up camp with that aggressive tri-lane, and this Strangle is still sitting, so this ward from mTw will really help him out. Synderen now will grab himself that regen rune. Scandal would have liked to have his claws on that one as well. On the top lane, fckngmad is there. Blow Your Brain rotated up there to get himself some farm up. Still just on that ring of health. Afford himself some boots in the meantime. Some drawings coming out from Kebab. He wants to rotate around most likely. Just suggesting something to his team perhaps. Jackal got those arcane boots as well as a ring of health. He's doing pretty good for himself. Had some good farm. Scandal in the mid, still just bottled boots and some smaller stat items. Some dewarding happening from Shadow Demon now as well. So there's a lot of stuff happening on the bottom lane. The movement from mTw also very defensive. Now 4th hero in that Queen of Pain also coming down. Shit's gonna hit the fan here at the bottom lane really soon, man. Right underneath this tier 1 tower.
Kebab is going to die again.
Is there any TP on Synderen? Yes, Synderen has one. funzii has one.
Most of the machines may mess them up then if they do try and fight under the tower in this forest. And
here comes the march! Here comes Sleshrak! Uses all of his spells. His ultimate as well, but he drops so quickly. Kebab also falls 1 for 1 thus far, but here comes Crystal Maiden, dies to a tower hit. And Empire has to retreat out. Synderen throws out a tornado. Good try, but misses, but they get 2 kills. And as you said, man, Tinker, again, mTw has some really good anticipation skills. That March of the Machines was set up just perfectly. Oh man, Synderen, you get disrupted. There's no follow-up stun, but there's burst damage in turn though. Eats, throws out his cold snap. Oh, just a little bit greedy maybe. Waited a little bit with his ghost walk. I don't know if his invoke was on cooldown or not, but he decided to exchange or like get some damage into Shadow Demon before he actually went for the ghost walk, and that cost him his life.
Or possibly miscalculating that demonic purge, because the damage does come after 3 seconds. Or is it 5? It's 5 seconds. The damage actually doesn't actually pop on him until 5 seconds after it's cast, so he was slowed and waiting, possibly expecting the damage to come a little earlier, but then when it did come, he was trying to ghost walk.
Yeah, I guess, and actually funzii got himself some Tranquil Boots on Windrunner. I like that, just because Tranquil Boots actually give some really decent movement speed bonus, and that regen for your HP will actually help you stand on lane. So, yeah, I guess that's a really nice alternative to those phase boots. Definitely can work out, and man, Empire has to hurry. This ward now expires, and they know that mTw has one ward right here. Let's see if they will replace. No, she will do it all manually now.
And there's a Vanguard up on Anti-Mage now. Good decision from him.
Kebab, Soul Catcher, Disruption, Stun from Enigma upon J4, ultimate use from Kebab, doesn't have anything to bounce on, uses Nova as well. Let's see who will go down first. It's actually Lich who drops first, and Shadow Shaman follows. But we'll see if this Crystal Maiden will drop. Nice Tornado! It is long enough. Crystal Maiden drops, and she will go down.
Sleshrak coming in, looking for a kill, but I think he's going to get taken out quite quickly by these two
Cold
heroes.
Snap, 1. He doesn't use it. Doesn't use it just yet. Scandal also blinking himself out. So 1 kill more for mTw than Empire has. Let's quickly check the gold graph. Actually in favor of Empire at the moment. Experience is looking the other way. And items, any big items up at the moment. Anti-Mage, is he going to go for phase boots? He's got Blades of Attack up. Oh man, Sox has Boots of Travel ready.
Phase boots is perfectly acceptable if you're going for Vanguard. You need that extra bit of DPS, you need some more mobility. You don't really need the attack speed. So he's going to be trying to chase down this Windrunner, trying to harass her down. Actually, quite a good item. I like playing obviously phase boots anti-mage in pubs over the treads, simply because you can last hit a lot easier, and he wants to be last hitting for the rest of this game.
Smoke up on Empire now. They won't find anything. They want to dive something. They want to find something, but mTw again. I don't know if it's luck or if it's just extremely good read of the game. They will exchange towers now, most likely. Middle tower is gonna fall soon. Glyph used for mTw. They're gonna make sure to stall as long as they can. Now the tower drops. TP coming in the middle lane though. Is this a mistake? Oh, it's
I do that all the time. It's like, oh, TP coming in. Oh no, it's actually a teammate. It's Tinker TPing onto a creep.
another smoke from Empire now.
There's level 4 March of the Machines. Just taking down that creep wave. Are they going to be able to pick up this anti-mage? They really want him. They're synderen rotating around, trying to stay in the shadows. But anti-mage with his sixth sense just backing off a little bit, staying... Oh, he's actually coming up to this creep wave. Maybe dangerous for him if he gets any closer.
Dangerous waters for sure. Here's synderen. He's so freaking fast. Oh man, they are so patient. Really nice chaining off, and the cold snap used perfectly. Actually manages to blink, but does go down to the auto attacks. But here comes Empire. Scandal here with the invisibility rune. Oh, he gets caught though, just from that little ultimate also used from Scandal. Now fckngmad misses his black hole. Nice blink from Queen of Pain. Crystal Maiden is dead. Windrunner is dead. Kebab in a little bit of trouble. He runs himself out. 2 heroes dead for Empire. A little messy team fight there. Also, strange initiation. Scandal on his Queen of Pain did get caught with that tornado. And then threw out a very strong ultimate himself. But Crystal Maiden dropped. But they did get a kill on funzii on that Windrunner. And now Sox just getting to work with this Tinker. And this is not going to stop. Maybe a 4-staff next.
Yeah, and Windrunner there changing her Tranquil boots back into that Ring of Basilius and going into the Phase boots. And that leaves her with a Ring of Regen, which will most likely turn into a mech. Unless Enigma's going to
Tornado not catching Scandal. Synderen gets ultied, and the Dust also used Dead Invoker here. Tinker is here, throwing out March of the Machines as well as rockets, but it's not going to be enough. Rearming, TPing back to base now, losing their Invoker. 11 to 10 the kill score now. Let's quickly check the gold. Sitting at around 0. Barely in the favor of Team Empire still. Heavily in the favor of the Radiant is the XP graph though. Let's check the item progression quickly. Point boost picked up a Queen of Pain. Top tier 1 are being pressured. Here comes a March of the Machines. Taking so much damage. He has to disrupt himself. Shadow Demon does. Really nice rearm from Sox, and down goes Shadow Demon. Just good positioning and a good use of this very powerful March of the Machines. Middle lane Scandal at the ancient spot, taking on fckngmad. He has 10 seconds left on his cooldown, just being so ballsy. He was actually all by himself, fckngmad was. Scandal maybe just intimidated by fckngmad's movement there. That's really impressive mind games coming out of fckngmad, because he was down to 500 HP. Queen of Pain had good mana. fckngmad had nothing, but still he like walked up to him. He's like, "What's up, man?" Like, exchange hits, pretending like he has support coming in any time. And Queen of Pain does back out.
Especially with the damage from those Eidolons dealing a lot. And also don't forget that fckngmad does have his mech up.
Oh yeah, good point, man. It is on cooldown. No, he used it. That's why it's on cooldown.
Yeah.
2,000 gold already on Sox, man. He just goes out. He just goes crazy once he has those BOTs up. fckngmad already pressuring the middle lane. Now mTw is looking as dominant as they have been looking on DreamHack as well. Taking map control, dictating the pace of the game. Kebab has some boots, so he has nothing to complain about. He has to keep on warding up. Good warding also from Team Empire. Bottom lane, blow your brain on that anti-mage. Still farming up. He will most likely go for a battlefield by the looks of it. My bad, guys. Jackal got a kill. Gets spun up. EMP also got a latch. Here comes the cold snap as well. Getting Kebab some time to follow up. He turns around though. Nice ultimate from Scandal. Drops Lich immediately. Yeah, Enigma got killed by Leshrac. Queen of Pain got a kill now on Kebab. And now synderen gets slowed, but Team Empire lets off. 2 kills going the way of the Dire side now. 12 to 12, evening the score. Actually, Shadow Demon just so sneaky. Disruption, where is it? There it is. Soul Catcher, here it comes. Movement coming in from Crystal Maiden. Just a little bit too slow. Wind Run. Such a versatile skill. And Anti-Mage the whole time just farming up that gold, because that is exactly what he needs to be doing right now.
Those blades of attack, they are confusing me. Because if he was going into face boots, he would surely pick up the face boots first. Oh, Sock's possibly in some trouble here. Four staff, when did he pick that up?
Yeah, he does get himself a 4-staff effing mad. Does have, as you pointed out, that mech. I have seen some Enigmas also skipping that blink altogether, just going for that really tanky BKB build, walking their way in there, popping that BKB and being like, yeah guys, that's right, I will black hole now.
Jackal with the Bloodstone with 8 charges, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I had it up on stream and hovered my mouse over that. I should have maybe mentioned that as well. Tier 2 tower now being pressured. Sox also is there, throwing out those rockets, throwing out the March to the machines, making a defense very, very complicated now for Team Empire. And look at the tower dropping so quickly. Big pressure now on Empire. Are they going to do anything? No. This tower's going to drop.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Big goal advantage going in the favor of mTw now, spiking up after the refresh. It will be sitting at above 1k the difference. And man, all in all, this is a very good game between mTw as well as Team Empire. mTw, of course, winning DreamHack. Team Empire just showing that they're a very experienced team. Blow Your Brain, big name over at the East European scene. So is Scandal, and the rest I heard before as well, except for maybe Eni or Enei 117. But up to now, it's looking like a really good game, and I want to use the opportunity again, guys, to thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm Epi. Check out epicommentary.com, and with me is Durka, and we'll be doing a bunch of more games, and we're still relatively new. If you have any feedback, let me know at epicommentary.com. You can find my email there, and yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the game as much as we are. Ultimate Orb also used by Windrunner now. And a ring of regen. Is she gonna go for a sheepstick now? And that ring was maybe just like a relic of the early game?
Yeah, it seems so, because Enigma went into that mech. It's possible she'll go for a pipe later on, depending on how much money she gets up, but I'm not entirely sure. But the ring of regen definitely left over from when she had her tranquil boots.
Oh, did she? Oh, good point, man. She went into phase boots from tranquil boots. I didn't really realize that. And yeah, Sox just kind of showing that pros also make mistakes. He channeled his TP and then used 4 staff, and then it stopped his TP, so he had to rearm one more time as a tier 1 on the bottom lane drops for Empire. They're losing map control quickly. They have to do something. And in the middle, what they're doing looks more like it. Jackal eating a lot of damage from that March to the Machines. The tower also switching targets now. Tinker, such a freaking good defensive and offensive hero, and mTw know it. They're using it to its fullest effect, now pressuring the tier 2, just keeping on going. Empire want to at least trade this, now pressuring the tier 1 in the middle lane.
It's not really that they want to, they have to. They can't take the mTw
Synderen
side
defending in the middle lane. Blow Your Brain blinks himself in. Synderen's going to take a fall. TP's taking too long. Effing mad now, using everything he has on Jackal except for his black hole. Jackal's going to fall. Kebab uses ultimate as well. Shadow Demon looks to be in big trouble. No mana for him, and nothing for him but death. And the 2 blinkers getting away, but the tier 1 on top for mTw defended successfully after they pushed down the 2 towers. And this is just showing the skill level of those champions from DreamHack, taking map control, winning their fights, knowing exactly what they can and can't do. They knew they can take tier 1, take tier 2, and try to defend tier 1, and at best get 1 or 2 kills out of that. Now, and that was exactly what they did. They lost Synderen, but all in all, very, very good movement from mTw, good execution, and overall totally worth it.
I'm just watching this anti-mage to see where he's going with this, because the blades of attack has really thrown me off there.
I bet the whole time I just had like clicked the picture of Anti-Mage following him around and skeptically looking at his freaking blades of attack. Now he gets a cold snap. He does have that battlefield ready. He can't blink out, man. He comes a rocket flying in, and even using he gets out using the tornado. I have trouble calling out the skills of Invoker quick enough. I need a little bit more practice, but man, Anti-Mage quickly learning the boundaries, man. He might very well have that Battle Fury right now, but he does need a lot more farm. He will go for a Vladimir's by the looks of it, because I saw a Ring of Basilius in his stash right now. Windrunner most definitely going to go for a Sheepstick. That's what she needs right now. Does she have a 4 staff completed? No, not just yet, so we'll see what's going to happen. And the warding from Team Empire, look at this. 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 4 wards, giving them defensive on the top, offensive on the bottom. Now a smoke used as well. Let's see what they can make out of this. They want to stop mTw from pushing. Tier 2 on the bottom drops. Are they going to continue moving? No.
I don't know, but some funny stuff going on bottom lane. Sox TPing onto the creep wave and anti-mage.
Oh. Both of them now respecting each other. Sox, low on mana.
It was a funny setup, but it looks like mTw is going to rotate around as anti-mage is going to fall.
Blink on cooldown, cold snaps out, effing mad. Yeah, down he goes. There's that shackle shot, the bane of each anti-mage, as well as that cold snap working wonders. With the level 3 quas, the mini stuns are quick enough to keep him stunned. Whoa.
Well, there was a funny build-up to it. I mean, Sox TPing onto a creep wave, and then Anti-Mage showing himself, and Anti-Mage started to run away, but Sox cancelled his TP because he was scared. They were both scared of each other. And Sox TPing back onto the creep wave, and Anti-Mage showing himself again, and they start attacking each other. And Sox trying to TP out, Anti-Mage jumps on him.
Shadow Demon eats that cold snap as well. Down he goes. Oh man. Anti-Mage is down, so Shadow Demon and Roshan's going to take a fall, and mTw just snowballing out of control, man. They went into fast mode about 5 minutes ago and they never looked back.
BKB ready for Enigma now as well.
There we go. Screw that blink, man. I don't care. I'm Rambo. I will go in there and I will wink at them as I show that I will go for black hole, and I will do it. And at the least I will achieve with this is break up their formation and have my teammates continue the ownage.
Well, that's the thing. Empire is going to find it very difficult to take these 5-on-5 team fights, and they've been doing the right thing, trying to trade off when mTw have been pushing, trying to find solo heroes to take out, rather than taking the larger skirmishes. Simply because Black Hole, Lich Ultimate, March of the Machines, and Invoker, all this crowd control, a lot of AoE damage coming out. Empire does have a huge amount of AoE damage, but they don't have anyone to set them up and bring everything. What happened now?
Sorry, man, but look at the items, and mTw are just doing their item progression like bosses, man. 3 ultimate orbs, tells me 3 sheep sticks, tells me 1 sad anti-mage.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, poor guy, man. They're not giving them anything, not even giving Blow Your Bane that tier 1 tower on top lane, eating a laser in his butt as he runs away as well. First scythe is completed on Windrunner, and usually I'm not pessimistic at casting, but holy crap, Team Empire, you guys are entering the dark ages right now, going up against the highly, how do you say, superior mTw at the moment. Not in terms of skill, you guys did very, very well in the game, but in just in terms of items. You have such a big force to deal with right now, you'll have to pull out some good moves. You lost all your outer towers, and your wards will expire in about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you're blind, and it will be very hard for you to keep up with this highly mobile team.
He's... but Anti-Mage, what? He sold his Blades of Attack. Well, they've gone. And there was no Ring of Basilius for him, so that's gone as well. He must have sold that.
Yeah, maybe going for a Yasha now.
Interesting stuff. Maybe getting caught in a couple of mines there. Definitely more than 2 mines going on there for the Anti-Mage, not entirely sure what he's building towards.
And just a very smart strat mTw is deploying every time the enemy's moving in to push a tower, it's at least Tinker, and he's more than enough. Just march, rearm, march, TP back, and then TP back in again, and either you can continue defending or your team is there to just wreak havoc. And now they're taking the high ground. Scan looks in big Jackal rather on Leshak looks in big trouble. Ultimate from funzii used on this tier 3 tower, but is losing HP relatively slowly, missing a lot of attacks as well. High ground now assumed. Disruption used from on fckngmad. Here comes the EMP splitting Empire up. They have to go all the way back. Now here comes what is the thing called again? Sorry, the glyph.
Take a look at mid lane though. They know they can't take this fight 5-5, so they're just letting mTw push and letting Anti-Mage push out this mid lane. He's done a lot more damage to tier 3 there than, well, he's done about equal damage on his own as mTw did as 5.
Good point, man. Very good point. Didn't even see that on the minimap in the heat of the battle. Now Shadow Demon goes down. Even the Black Hole used now for Jackal. A nice Black Hole getting all the way through. fckngmad even using his BKB there. And now Jackal using his BKB in turn, but the auto attacks and the physical damage just too much. Shadow Demon, as well as Leshrac are dropped, and now a cold snap of Lawyer Bane. He has to blink himself out defensively. Let's see who else is there. Another blinker, and Scandal is right there. Aga down on her, but she gets sheeped. Let's see if MTW will be doing this in time. Wow, a really nice combination of that Deafening Blast was Lich Ultimate getting a kill. And Tinker dropped in the back end of play, but he did have that Aegis, and now MTW will go for that high ground one more time.
Yeah, and this could very easily turn into a Raxing here, but Tinker tipping to the top lane, going off to finish his sheepstick. Okay.
Oh boy.
It's going to be a tough old time for this Empire side now.
Tier 3 drops. Here comes Shadow Demon, Disruption out, but gets shackled immediately in return. Here comes a Tornado as well, keeping his teammates at bay. Empire look a little bit unorganized at the moment, but no! Proving me wrong, here comes Scan with a big ultimate, taking down Invoker immediately. Enigma also eating a lot of damage, but so is Kebab. Sox in the middle of it, trying to help his teammates as much as he can. Now fckngmad uses his mech just in the nick of time. Scandal gets perma-hex, basically. Here comes a great power shot getting the last hit on this Queen of Pain, and Crystal Maiden also drops. So it looked like a very, very strong defense from Team Empire, but MTW surviving through it with most of their heroes.
Yeah, a tiny overextension there.
Oh, Scandal moving with his BKB ultimate, trying to do as much damage as he can. He wants to defend these racks, even if that means he has to let his own life. He tries to avoid it. BKB runs out. Here comes a rocket, gets the last hit. Down he goes. Wicked Stick Streak now on Tinker. He's spiraling out of control. He's on full mana. I can't click on him. Now I can. Sheepstick's off cooldown. He completely ignored Blow Your Brain. They just want to go for the racks. Here comes a double. March to the Machines. Rocket flies out. Here's the Hex of Blow Your Brain. Shadow Demon drops. And this is just total outplaying now from MTW, utilizing their item advantage.
No, other than that, utilizing the terrain, and it's something I hammer on about a lot, but terrain is so important. They backed off when they knew they were at a disadvantage, got to the other high ground, and allowed them to fight downhill onto Empire. Empire, slight overextension, but simply MTW using the terrain to their advantage, fighting downhill with the Tinker, March of the Machines, and they managed to turn the fight back, which allowed them to take racks.
Yeah, that's actually right. They did do this like very controlled aggression where they backed out. I remember now. They did back out from the high ground for a little bit, and they moved right back in when the time was right. Synderen throws on his EMP Tornado combo, just creating a little bit of confusion and breaking the positioning of Empire. Now here comes a Nova from Crystal Maiden, moving in. Stun also just destroying off the rest of this creep wave, and that might be the end of the push unless MTW says, "We are not done, boys. Let's continue." It appears like that. Eidolons are spawned. Rockets fly out. March of the Machines, over March of the Machines, just going and going and going. Ultimate up on the Tier 3 tower as well from funzii on that Windrunner. And Shadow Demon can't even get a disruption off without almost dying to the March of the Machines. Now comes Queen of Pain, throws her ultimate down. Tinker dies. He buys back, will TP in shortly, immediately onto this siege creep. Blow Your Brains in the middle of it. Synderen actually takes a fall as well. Shadow Demon still alive. fckngmad with a really good black hole on Blow Your Brain as well, but he manages to survive. Blinks away as well. 2 heroes dead now for MTW, and Queen of Pain also takes a fall. So 2 for 2 thus far.
Man, that black hole was good, but it was almost absolutely beautiful. Now, I don't know, about 50 or so range away from catching 5 heroes there. If it had caught Lesh and the Maiden as well, that would have been absolutely amazing.
TP in as well. Blow Your Brain in big trouble. He is pexed and actually goes down. Does he have money for buyback? No, he doesn't. He has no money for buyback, and the middle racks are going to take a fall. Crystal Maiden and Leshrac not enough to defend against these 3 heroes from MTW at the moment.
But it's that Tinker pick. It just keeps working for them.
Man.
Sox on that Tinker, constant lane control, constant pressure, coming into team fights at exactly the right moment. I mean, there's never been a team fight that I've seen where he's been missing. He's been pushing the lanes when he needs to, defending when the enemies are pushing. But he's always there at those vital moments when they need to get that anti-mage down, or they need the March of the Machine to push the lane.
Absolutely. Check out the sponsor for MTW here. Mortal Teamwork, 360-degree gaming. I think it's ISO, Sennheiser, Kaspersky, as well as XMG. Very beautiful work here from Valve, enabling their sponsors to also have a little bit of exposure, so I do want to support that as well. And as you said, man, Tinker pick working out so greatly for them. I was being a total noob here, and now initiation on Jackal, Laser, Rocket, Hex, Rearm, Hex. Where's the Hex? There's a Chain Hex. Rocket, Laser. Down goes Leshrac. Windrunner gets lasted. Leshrac buys back. And as I was saying, I was a noob in the draft. Judging from the picks, I was like, they will certainly go for a hard carry role now. And they're like, no, man. Tinker.
Well, yeah, you saw this Lone Druid banned out from Empire. That's sort of like a respect ban to MTW, because they do love running that hero. But forgetting about that Tinker, which they also love to play even more. Oh,
Blow Your Brain gets initiated upon. He does have a BKB completed though, so he will be able to stand in that fight. Only 1.5k HP, so the auto attacks do a crap load of damage. Here comes the 4-7 from Socks. BKB is still too long a duration, enable for that kind of counter maneuver to work. Still good movement from mTw. Double stun coming over Jackal now. He just uses buyback. He must not die right now. Gets hexed. Where's the laser? Here's the mini stun from the cold snap and the ultimate from Lich as well. Bounces back onto Jackal. He will most certainly drop. Down he goes. fckngmad blinks in as well. Hexes Crystal Maiden as well. 2 heroes dead now for Empire, and mTw will not stop here. They will continue. Ultimate from Blow Your Brain comes out as well. He will try to carry his team, maybe defend this here, but he has to back out again. BKB is down, and there's nothing he can do.
And that's why Kebab is the best Lich in all of Europe. Lucky, lucky bounces. But look at this constant pressure from mTw. They know they can't back out. They know they can't let this enemy team farm or try and get any more experience. They don't want the advantage to fall. And this is just excellent calls from Synderen, who's been obviously honing his trade on anti-mage. Deary me.
There's one thing I would have liked to see a little bit more often is those defensive disruptions, as Shadow Demon did right there. That was a good job from him, and as you pointed out, mTw is spiraling out of control, taking a hold and a firm grasp of this map, and now they're taking the high ground. Tier 3 on the bottom lane. Here comes Blow Your Brain with his last defense. fckngmad gets a black hole. 2 heroes, so J4 as well as Anti-Mage caught in there. Will they be able to get down Blow Your Brain? They are! And that will be a GG now. He calls it immediately. Crystal Maiden falls right after. Jackal goes in there, tries to throw out everything he has, put up a good fight against mTw, and it was a very good game up to now. They put up a really great game.
I mean, people talk about excellent black holes and, you know, beautiful black holes that catch 5 people, but that black hole right there from fckngmad was perfect for that situation. They needed to catch those 2 heroes, or just the like, even if he just caught the anti-mage, it would have been a perfect black hole. Simply to take him out, take this tower down, finish the game, and you saw as soon as anti-mage fell, the GG was called.
Dire's bottom barracks are
Absolutely. I just received word from my girlfriend next to me that we're having heavy lags and little black screens even. Sorry guys, I need a new computer. That's all I can say. I'm sorry if it was laggy and you weren't able to catch the action. I'm really sorry. I need a new computer, and it's overheating basically, and I can't afford a new one at the moment, so yeah. I'm sorry. mTw doing a really great game here against Team Empire. Just very nice drafting, nice map control. Any tower that Empire tried to push after Tinker got those BOTs didn't work out because mTw was there. They played the game on their terms and won. So, Durka, any last words?
I mean, this is the mTw that's been emerging for the past, couple of months. Hard work is paying off, and they're showing. I mean, I keep using the same words over and over again. They're just well-versed team. Their teamwork is absolutely amazing, and obviously Synderen drafting heroes which fits their playstyle. They found a playstyle which works for them, and they're just constantly using it. And until someone finds a way to defeat them and counter this playstyle, they're going to continue winning games like this.
Absolutely. Okay guys, don't go anywhere. We might have another game with the defense coming up. I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you all very, very much. I'm Epi. Please check out epicommentary.com. Thanks to joindota. Shout out to Toby. Shout out to Slash. Shout out to everyone who made this possible, as well as Matt, Blue Knight, my girlfriend, Durka. Thank you also for doing this with me. And follow my stream, please. I would greatly appreciate support. And again, my apologies for the lags and black screens. I will be right back with you guys. Stop the recording right now.